Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Dana if you did not know already, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. Before we get going, please do give this video a big ol' like, subscribe below, follow me over on Instagram. It's just my name, Dana Ripperton. I was gonna say @gmail.com, that's my email, now you know. It's not really hard to find. I'm the only Dana out there, the only Dana Ripperton out there. I saw this video by Stay to Kate. She did it, it's called the small or part-time YouTuber tag, and there were a few people who did it before her, so this is not an original idea by any means, but I was like, I have to do this. I have to do it immediately also. So I sat down, it's like the middle of the day. If I get pulled away for some work, I will get pulled away, but I think we can get through this, and I will try to be succinct in my answers, but I just love these kind of videos, so I like watching them, I like filming them, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So let's get going. All right, the first question, and I will put all the questions below so you can read them as well, but what is your main gig? Do you work full-time? Are you a student, a parent? Spill the beans. Okay, that's like 5 questions, but okay, yes. So this is not my full-time job. I think that kind of is explicit with the title of the video, part-time YouTuber. We're all part-timers. My main job is actually a pretty new job. I was working in higher education, so most recently I worked at Duke University, and before that, some of the universities in the area, so NC State, UNC, kind of did them all. But as of November of last year, 2021, I took a career turn and started working in the tech sector. I was gonna say sphere and then sector, and I combined them to specter. So I moved over to tech, which was a huge change and just a shift in so many ways. Tech is so much faster, so much more nimble. Higher ed is very bureaucratic, very slow moving. And that's what I wanted, but you know, of course it's been kind of a change for me, and I'm having to get used to it. But as it goes on, this is, let's see, so I did all of November, all of December, all of January, so I will be at the end of 3 months soon, and I am getting so much more like used to it, and more, I like my job more, basically. The first month or two, I was like, oh my God, I made a mistake. This was terrible, can I go back? But I think it'll be good. It's one of those things where it's just upending of your world, and that shift is cataclysmic, and you just have to kind of move past that, and then it gets a little bit simpler. But I do work full-time there, so 40 hours plus a week, and then I do YouTube. I also have a skincare company that I do everything for, but I haven't been doing a lot lately just because, I don't know, life, and you just have ebbs and flows. As a Gemini, if you're a Gemini, you know, you ebb and flow with your interests, and sometimes you're all in on one thing and not at all on the other, and I'm trying to get better at that, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. So next question, what made you want to start YouTube? I think I've been doing YouTube for 4 years, I'll have to check, but I did it on a whim. My very first video was reviewing Rothy's, the shoes. So I still love them to this day. I have many pairs. And I just kind of was like, why don't people know about this? Like, people need to know about these shoes. And that was the impetus. And it's kind of been that way ever since, where I just am like, why don't people know about this? Or this is great, or it's terrible, or let's just review it. And I was a teacher for a long time, and then I worked in education. So explaining things and talking to people comes very naturally to me. I don't mind that at all, and I like the creative aspect of YouTube. I love it. So that's how I started, and it, I've gone in and out of fields, and I'm trying to like focus a little bit more, but that's how it started. And number 3, what is your channel about? Do you stick to one niche, or do you cover a few? So I was kind of going into the last question. I started out kind of like every which way, and I did reviews of shoes, more makeup, not as much skincare, not as much sunscreen. And then I got really into skincare and sunscreen when I first started researching for my company. So I started delving more into that, and I decided that I needed, I guess, like, I'm not a great applicator of makeup. Like, I love it, but I'm not great at it. And I don't do crazy artistic creative looks. I just do very simple basic things and natural skin and that stuff. So I know that there is a group of people that like that. I don't know like how much different my content is. I think it's more like, I don't know, I think sometimes you go to a creator because you like who they are. And I'm not saying that I'm like so likable, but it's just like you can relate to somebody and their style or whatever. Not to say that they're the best at whatever they do. But of course there are people that you're like, they are amazing and I need to learn how to do it. I don't think that's ever gonna be me, but who knows? So I think I covered that question. Number 4, did you always know YouTube would be a side gig, or do you ever want it to be a full-time YouTuber? Of course I knew it was gonna be a side gig. Like, does not pay the bills. It pays like maybe my Sephora bill for like a week. So I don't make a lot of money off of YouTube, and I only recently started making money because you have to get to a certain level, and my channel, because I wasn't able or willing to put in a lot of time and be consistent, it's a lot slower growing, which I'm fine with. I much prefer that than like gain 100,000 viewers, because then you get like a kind of toxic environment. But yes, if I could sit down and film all day, every day, I would love that. That's the goal. I always say it, like that is the goal. I've said it many times where, let's picture this. COVID doesn't exist. Should I not even say that? Like, can you bleep out COVID? It doesn't exist. We can travel freely, nothing stopping us. And I have money and I'm a full-time YouTuber. I travel around because traveling is one of my like ultimate longtime loves. And I go to different countries and I maybe say like, I'm in Germany, and I try out their skincare and I do a video on their makeup and like drugstore skincare and makeup. And then I go to Italy, which like, dream of all dreams. I love Italy. So, and I kind of, that's the dream, that's the goal. If I one day can do it, you will see it here, and I will be doing that. Number 5, what is your schedule like? When do you film? When do you edit? There's no schedule. I try to do it on the weekends because right now work is very busy and I don't have a lot of, like right now sitting down at 3:30 in the afternoon, this is rare. But I am monitoring kind of work and making sure nothing's coming in that I need to address. But typically I wake up on a Saturday, I work out or I film, kind of depending on what I'm feeling, because if I work out, it's like a whole process. Then I gotta shower, do my hair, it's like a whole long thing. So sometimes I just film, and I will batch film. So I will film, you know, like 4 videos if I have the patience and the time. And then I'll try to edit one that day. And then throughout the week, I will kind of like edit as I'm working. So, you know, like I'm working on one computer, my work computer, and then over here I'm editing in my like little 5-10 minute breaks, which is not very efficient. It's not great to be able to like to be pulled out of editing. So I am trying to find a way to not do that because I freaking hate it. Okay, next question is, how do you keep your YouTube channel organized? Do you plan videos ahead or just film what you feel like? So I would say like I'm a pretty organized person in general. I have a list on my phone which has videos that I want to film. When an idea comes up, I just put it in there, and then maybe the day, like Friday or during the week, when I'm thinking about what I want to film that weekend, because that's usually when I film, I will kind of plan out like, have I had enough time with this product? Do I have all of them? Like the tubing mascara video, which is filmed, I just need to edit. I was waiting for so long because it would be like one needed to come in, then another came out. So like collecting them all, so I couldn't film it for a long time. But if I have ideas that something like this where I can just sit down and film it, I do that and, you know, go as I can. I don't really ever film just a random like makeup. I feel like makeup channels can do that more than like my channel can. I'm just not good enough, and I don't really love first impressions because A, I feel very discombobulated, and B, I don't know how helpful they are unless you like touch back upon that subject or the product later. So that's how it is. And then number 7, we have 2 more to go. We're almost there. How do you feel about sponsored videos on YouTube? Would you ever do one on your channel? I have no problem with sponsored videos. I think it's absurd that we would ever think like somebody doing this, like me spending my own money, putting out free content. YouTube is free, so people who are watching my video, it's fine. It's free that it's free. Like I watch plenty of YouTube videos, and that's the beauty of YouTube. But it's absurd that we think that creators shouldn't be paid for their work at a certain point. It's just like anything else in the world where like you amass prestige or notoriety or whatever, you should be paid for your time and your effort and your experience. So I have no problem with it. I think it's only getting better and better where people are paid a correct amount, and also where creators are actually telling their audience that they are sponsored. So I think eventually we'll get over the idea of, oh my God, it's sponsored, it must not be genuine, because that's ridiculous. Like if you see Reese Witherspoon on TV saying like, I love this, blah, 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 like they're sponsored. They are being paid for that. So as a creator, it should be no different. You just need to be upfront about it. And nowadays, as the internet and everything has evolved, it's just been easier for creators to do that and for viewers to understand it. So for me, when I've never had a sponsored video, as in like I've been paid for my work. I've been gifted product and basically PR, but it's always been sporadic. Well, I don't know if you can say always and sporadic, but it has been sporadic. I've had a few companies that have reached out numerous times, like Skin Store and Look Fantastic, that have been like godsends to me. But other than that, I could count on one hand the number of times that I've been gifted something. So I'm very small and I understand that. It's not a problem. I enjoy spending my own money and then it's not that you feel obligated to talk nicely about a product, but there's just something where like you have a relationship with someone, and as a like nice and kind person, you don't want to be like, this product is garbage. Like you can say what you feel about it, but you just have to be a little bit more sensitive. And I think that should be fine whether you're getting a product gifted or not. You should just be kind. Like they didn't make the product trying to be assholes and like, I hate you and I don't want you to look good. That's not what they were thinking. Like it just might not be the product for you. So I always try to be kind when I'm reviewing something harshly, even if it is super goop and I don't like a lot of their products. Okay, so number 8 and the last one. What do you think is the biggest challenge of doing YouTube part-time? I mean, I feel like if you're watching this, almost anyone could answer this, right? Like when you're doing anything part-time and you want it to be full-time, it's usually the issue that you don't have enough time or money or whatever, or followers, all these things. So for me, like if I could sit in front of the camera all day, would love it. My dream. But I don't have that luxury, and I also don't love, as State of Kate said, she like nailed it. I don't like the behind the scenes stuff. When I almost gave up YouTube at the beginning of this year, ended last year, it was because my filming setup was non-existent, and I was filming in the other room and the lighting was terrible, and my camera wouldn't autofocus. And I was just like, I can't do it. I don't want to learn how to do it. I just give up. Luckily, my husband went to school for film, so he was like, all right, chill out, let's set it up. Once I got this, I was thrilled and like in love with it, but I don't love that. I don't love editing. Editing feels like the most tedious, like mind-numbing process to me. So I am actually working on ways to figure out a solution to that so I don't have to do it. So if you see some differences in editing, you'll know it's not me. But yeah, just like if I could just film all day, that's what I'd like. One of my main things is I kind of always want to be like chill and relatable. Like I don't ever want to have a backdrop. I don't ever want to have a script. I don't find that relatable. I don't like watching that. Like you might as well just go watch TV. I think the beauty of YouTube is me talking to you, whether it's an iPhone or a camera, whatever. It's just like, it's the authenticity of that, and I don't ever want it to become a production. So you hold me to that. If I ever have it production-like, tell me, because I don't want that, and I hope that you don't. I find like my followers are kind of the same as me, I think. YouTube and social media and like people in general like you to have your niche, and stick to it. So it's like, no, you're like the sunscreen girl. You can't review makeup. And I'm not qualified because I'm not professional and I'm not that great at it, but like I still think my opinion is valid and some people might take it. So that is a challenge to me where like sometimes I'm like, oh, I did another makeup video, like people want to see sunscreen, people want to see skincare, and it's like trying to kind of not paint myself into a corner, I guess, that's a challenge. So this was so much fun. I loved it. I hope you guys did too. If you want to see any other videos like this, just let me know. I am going to be doing the subscriber or like followers pick my makeup, which I've already done it. Everyone picked the makeup. I'm going to be filming it soon. So stay tuned for that. I will list all of the makeup that I'm wearing below. It's not that exciting. It's just a few things. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.